Tim's got the vid. That should say frozen COVID hand is what it should say, right?
COVID hand, and he's frozen.
I saw his eyes move. His eyes are moving. I
saw the hairs on his head go. I know.
Yeah. I thought for sure. I've seen Wes live like way too much lately, and I thought for sure we get a little Black Bart action this week. Today.
You'd think I would, because I record my other podcast today for warehouse safety tips, but for whatever reason I didn't do it yet. I'm actually trying to grow a beard too. It's translucent because that's the real color.
Well, we probably talk about your facial hair a little too much, but I do enjoy it just to watch the ebbs and flows of it. But when you color that, how quick does that turn gray on you?
2 weeks.
You're obviously trimming it up and keeping it kind of short, but
2 weeks and it's already 1 week it looks good. Second week it's salt and pepper. Third week it looks like this.
Well, a little, this isn't the Kel and Shell show or whatever. We're not going to talk about facials or anything, but a buddy of mine posted on Facebook last week. He said I guess he colored his hair, right? And he had all this, he had all that like, just the colored stuff was on his skin. He's like, how do I get this off? How do I get this off? It's just a black mark right across his head, right? And so I shot him a quick little thing because Just for Men actually makes a shampoo.
Oh.
So you just, so I wash my hair. I use it. I've used it for quite a while. So you just wash your hair regularly just to get the oils out, whatever, and then use that, let it set in there for about a minute or two every day. And, you get this.
I'm going to edit this whole intro out when I post it.
Welcome
just
to
go with the gray, you punks.
We are back in the Penalty Box Live. No guests today, so it's just gonna be us kind of rapping back and forth. But I guess this whole segment will be shots on goal. But are we in for the longest summer ever of baseball? The Red Sox have won 6 games in a row. They're above 500. They're 2 games above. Are we back?
No. Well, I will tell you this. If the season ended today, we would be in the playoffs.
We would?
Yeah.
Really?
I believe we would.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We're still 7 games. We're still 4 games behind Tampa.
Oh, are we? Okay. Speaking of Tampa, did you see the coach for Tampa that came from Chicago that was in Anaheim? What was his name? I can't think of him.
Joe Madden.
Yeah, he got fired.
Yeah. I mean, they were like 10 games over 500, and then over the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's gone 0 for 13 as of last night.
Golly. Yeah, I never liked him. I felt like he was just a Red Sox killer, at Tampa. And then, it's beat us, pretty good when he was in Chicago a couple of times. And so he'll get hired somewhere. I wonder
Did he win a championship in Chicago? Was he the manager during that?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. So I got a couple more. What else you got? What do you got, Tim? What do you got, Wes?
I got nothing. I got COVID. I didn't even plan on being here. So
what do you got? I got COVID.
I had soup, and that's it.
Soup, there it is. So I've got nothing. When it comes to sports, I don't know whether to wind my butt or scratch my watch. So
all right. Well, then I will continue. Did the Cleveland Browns make the biggest mistake in the history of like free agent football, any sports signings by signing Deshaun Watson?
The answer is yes. I mean, the NFL has probably, next to the FBI, probably the biggest investigative system to look into guys. And you don't really have to look very far other than to just look in the news that there are like girls dropping like flies that this guy, and how many people do you know? All right, people get massages. How many people do you know that go to 25 or 26 different massage, therapists, Right. There's and how can you come back from this? Baker's not going to play for them. He's not going to play for them.
Well, I wondered about that this morning. Does Baker Mayfield come in and play for them this year with the guy always played with a chip on his shoulder anyway, right? The biggest chip on his shoulder anyway, knowing full well that if all that gets resolved with Deshaun Watson is probably the quarterback there next year, and Baker is basically playing for a free agent contract.
Yeah,
that should be his motivation.
I would think that the NFL, well, who knows? The NFL will probably tell them soon. It's training camp has started. whether
Right.
he's going to be eligible to play this year. If he is eligible to play, then where does Baker end up? Where do you think he ends up? I mean, Indy already has a new quarterback.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't know.
He could ride the bench. I just don't see a spot for him anywhere.
You can't let a guy like that ride the bench because he'll turn out to be a cancer.
COVID. He'll be a COVID. But I think they said this morning there's now 68 women. Another lady has come forward. And I think it was 68 or 69. It would be probably 68.
He's the guy that offered $100,000 per lady to settle. Is that the same guy?
I think. But I just, if you're just Cleveland front office and ownership, it just blows my mind. Speaking of ownership, the Broncos sold for $4.6 billion. I was thinking about that the other day too. Yesterday? Do you remember when $1 million was a lot of money, and now everything's in billions? We're buying Twitter for billions, and we bought a team for 4.6 billion. Like we live in such a crazy world right now. Conversation I had last week with several pizza operators talking about business. How's business? And they're like, it's literally the best it's ever been. We're charging more than we've ever charged. Their margins have shrunk because cost of goods have gone up. But the interesting part to me is we hear on our phone that the economy's bad. We hear on our phone that Americans are struggling. And I bought gas yesterday. It was $90. Like it's money that's gone that 3 years ago was probably $40 or whatever it would have cost, and I don't discount that. But then I see a report on LinkedIn yesterday, the day before, from a friend of mine that said in their company, they're paying on average, their average salary, average hourly employee is making 7.6% more this year than they did last year. So how much of inflation's a wash? Because I got pizza operators telling us, like, dude, people they're not stopping to come. They're not coming out to buy our $25, $29, $30 pizzas.
Yeah,
they're still going out.
I think that the economy is worse for people who can't afford $90 to fill up their car.
Right.
That can't afford a Porsche. I'm sorry.
No, that ain't the Porsche she's putting $90 in.
Oh yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Premium, baby.
Right.
Oh,
right.
okay.
It affects the people that can't take jobs to go, to another state that may be an hour or two away. That would be better for their family, because of the gas. I mean, I'll tell you, this isn't a political show by any means, and it was so funny. I was at probably a place that I got COVID over the weekend, and I just turned to the people that were standing behind me and said, "I'm voting my wallet. That's what I'm doing. I don't care who it is." And the price of gas is insane. But I will be honest, it doesn't affect me at all.
Right.
It affects people, the real people. And that company might be an outlier, when it comes to the professionalism of the job. Mm-hmm. But when people are working not in the pizza industry, but are working in restaurants, and people can't afford to go out and have some nachos because they just put $93 in their Porsche,
right?
It's trickle down. I don't care what you say.
Right.
I don't care what you say.
Well, now that person is actually in the hotel industry,
right,
and runs 500 hotels, and so we're talking about like housekeepers and so. But I agree. Like, it still costs them more to get to work, and I do understand all that. It's just it's just interesting to have a guy like Mike Bausch here at Andolini's in Tulsa, who is a very expensive pizza to go out and eat, and they are rocking and rolling. And by the way, fellas, this is typically when school gets out mid-May in parts of the United States, mid-May through June and July. The pizza segment typically kind of drops off. It's just not happening.
Well, I think COVID was. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, Wes, but I think COVID just was a lightning rod for the pizza industry, no doubt. Right. It is the perfect dinner. It's round, and not greasy if it's on bumps. For sure.
That's it is all about putting it on paper with bumps. That's right. What it's all about.
Right.
If only there were a product that would do that.
Gosh, if someone could invent that.
Let me ask you this, Eric: is Mike's Mike raised his price. Is his volume up too?
Yeah.
So he's selling more pizzas at a higher rate. Well, God bless him.
Yeah. Well, but that's the industry. So here's kind of what happened in the pizza world, and just because I'm familiar with it and you brought it up, but is COVID hits, and obviously all of their dining room sales dropped to just nothing. Right. A lot of them just no dining at all. So all their delivery and all these guys started using third party. Their third party goes through the roof. Well, their dining rooms start to open back up. Their dining rooms go right back up to where they were before, but their third party delivery didn't drop to nothing. It dropped in half.
Right.
So that's part of the reason why, for restaurant operators specifically, why they're still struggling with help. I was talking to a guy the other day. He said, you know what, if I needed the help that I needed for 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I have that. The problem is I don't have the help because for my dining came back 100%, but my delivery, third party delivery, didn't drop off 100%. It's at 50. And so I don't know. It's all interesting. The other thing I wanted to bring up, and I mentioned it, and we're all in and there, I don't think there's anybody watching this, but maybe somebody watching on the replay. But I mentioned in our group, this guy who posted on Facebook about complaining about LinkedIn and how LinkedIn that's a business social media, and and I kind of ripped him, and he ended up deleting me off Facebook and deleted me and blocked me. I can't even
Is that all it takes? Is that all? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all it took. But I said maybe you should look around and realize that LinkedIn's grown up. LinkedIn isn't just for like shooting out resumes, and it motivated me enough. So I posted on his. I said, you've motivated me enough. I'm going to post a picture of my daughters on LinkedIn, which I did. Which I think as of this morning had 10 or 11 likes on it. Not a big deal. But here's a guy with 35,000 followers on LinkedIn. Okay?
Not real.
Well, you got to wonder, right? He's an author. He's got a couple of books. So, but even if it's not real, 35,000 followers on LinkedIn. The guy's posting a video on there. He'll get 3 likes. And so I told him, I said, maybe the problem is you're too one-dimensional on social media. Go ahead, Wes. What are you gonna say?
Well, no, I finish your thought because I have an idea about this.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of at the end of the thought. It just bothered me that, and nothing I didn't say to Sean Litvak the other day, but Sean, LinkedIn is for business and Facebook is for personal, and Twitter is for my politics, and Instagram is pictures, and it's like, guys, it's all exposure, and it's all an opportunity to connect. But I don't connect with people over business. We connect over different stuff. We connect over seeing Tim's dog on the boat for the first time. We connect with Wes over seeing his silly little avatar thing of him riding on a dinosaur, and we laugh about that.
It was a camel.
Well, whatever it was. But those are different things we see that we connect with each other on. And and I think it's very fair to post anything like a picture of your kids or your grandkids or your dog and say, this is my why. This is why I go to work every day.
And I got to tell you, Eric, and before you jump in with your, I've had it up to here with every person being a motivational speaker. Come on.
Okay, I'll stop.
No, you're good at it, but everyone. So it's either all business or all you can be better. Right. Where is the, like you said, and Sean Litvak mentioned, where is the in a message to us, where is the legitimate us, coming through? And I don't care if it's LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever it is. I don't know.
Well, what was it Sean said? He wants to be real and transparent. And I get that, that's like 100 miles farther than where he was. His thought process with social media when we all first met, right? He wouldn't post a picture of anything about his family. And it was, the first time he posted a picture of his wife, he was shocked. It got like 55 likes. He's like, that's incredible. I'm like, yeah, because it's personal.
Right.
People want to see you.
And he said he's going to stop posting about business.
Right.
Because he finally realized, doesn't matter.
Yeah, you have COVID. Wes, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I think what happened with LinkedIn especially is for the longest time, people would say, and I worked at several of these places that had like AS400s and very proprietary systems. And they would tell you there's no way that you can do this stuff at home because the information cannot be translated to working at home. And, then all of a sudden COVID come and they figured out a way to make everyone work at home. Yeah, it just like magically happened that all of a sudden now, we can figure out a way to have people work at home. So what used to happen on a Zoom would be if you heard a dog bark or if a kid walked in the background, it made a blooper reel or it made like this, oh my God, can you believe that this happened type thing, and I was even working several years ago for a, I think it was like a popcorn place. It was part of 1-800-Flowers. And, if you had any sound or a phone, banged in the background or anything, the next call you got was the supervisor and they would tell you, never let that happen again or you're gone, kind of a thing. Now it's commonplace. So I think what happened with LinkedIn is the people that were on there that were these stuffy shirt, Procter & Gamble, suit and tie only type people, they all of a sudden got thrown into the mix with these people that were having to work at home. Mm-hmm. And I think what happened was it just meshed. And, so it went from being this only business to having people that were also, doing the casual type stuff. And I really think that's where it happened, more than anything is that it just, everybody has now realized that this is just as common as the cubicle. So now when the dog barks, I just say, hey guys, I work at home. You may hear a dog bark and I'm unapologetic for it. I mean, I'll say, hey guys, sorry about the dog or something like that, but I'm not sorry.
It's common now.
I work at home. If you my daughter comes down and asks me a question, I may say, wait a second and answer. I mean, it's just how it works. Now, it just so happens that the three of us, and I know Tim, you can't be completely, Captain Ahab, but we kind of run our own pirate ship, so it's like my way or walk the plank. So I don't really, in answer to your guy on LinkedIn and Facebook, I think that if you're putting stuff out on social media, no matter what the platform, you really shouldn't worry about the people that come in and say something like that. I would say it's very easy. Just like Tim said to the person he was talking to, he's going to vote with his he's going to vote for his dollar. If you don't like what I'm doing on all these, we're in a prison with no doors, bounce, I don't care,
that's the fact that guy took the time to call you out on that, he
took the time to go to LinkedIn because he looked at my profile. I see he looked at my profile. Then he deleted me, and then I couldn't find him again. Like he must have just flat out blocked me on Facebook and on LinkedIn, which is
he clearly has investments in the corrugated pizza liner.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. You need to get out of here. But what do the Celtics need to do to get a win tonight and Friday?
Well, I think that they're gonna have a little trouble tonight because I don't know. I think his last name is Scott. There's a referee that doesn't like them, and they don't really. I mean, they've won the last couple. He's gonna be a ref tonight, and that's gonna be tough for them. I think that if Klay Thompson heats up, they're in trouble.
Right.
But I think that Draymond Green did them a huge favor coming out after the last game saying, yeah, I'm Draymond Green. I get preferential treatment.
Right.
You won't tonight too.
Right.
I want Jerry Seasting to come out of the stands and tackle him.
Nice. I think we win 2 out of the next 3. I think we win tonight. We lose Friday. We win Sunday. If it's Sunday or Monday, whenever the next game is, I think we win it in 6. I'm going to say that. I say that. I'm putting that out there. I think that's going to happen. We'll lose in 7 if Jason Tatum keeps shooting the way he shoots. He's so streaky. And then I'm going to go to – I like Jaylen Brown better as a player than I do Jason Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown – we talked about this the other day on the phone – can create his own shot. Jaylen Brown can. Jason Tatum, it's like he just kind of hovers around the three-point line, just kind of wait. And there's no doubt he can rise up and take a shot. Right. When he gets hot, he gets hot. But he goes there were spurts where he's just gone. Right. He's just absolutely gone. But But it should be. It'll go 6 or 7. I think we win it. We win it 6. We lose in 7. But I think the Garden will be rocking tonight.
It's going to be, there's something else going on in Boston tonight too. So it's going to be crazy. So, Paul McCartney is playing at Fenway Park tonight.
Oh, geez.
So,
Nice.
So that's right in, it's not in the same neighborhood, but you
Right.
know, it's
couple 2 miles, 3 miles
Right.
away.
I would-
Bostonians are going to be losing their minds.
Say a bunch of drunk Bostonians tonight. It's going to be just. I'm telling you. I said the other day the Garden's going to be absolutely rocking. But anyway, the NBA series, well, the playoffs with the Celtics has been so weird. You know, it's like win by 20, lose by 20, win by 20, lose by 20, and just to actually have a close game would be kind of interesting. But I think we get the W tonight. So
yeah. Well, I like blowouts in our favor.
I do too. So as does Wes. Look at his shirt.
Yes, I can tell. You know, he's. I'm surprised he didn't wear a green shirt.
Well, I would, but it'd mess up the green screen.
Yeah.
That's not a green screen.
No, this is all real.
Show us the top side version of the War Room. I always like to do that.
More War Room.
Boy, I don't even know if I can do it from here.
All right, y'all. Thanks for being here today. Let's see the top side version there.
Let's see here.
Hold on, I'll give you mine.
Yeah. Here's this is what I'm doing. Nothing.
There
All right,
you
well,
go.
let's get out of here. Hopefully we get your guy back on next week and rock and roll. I reached out to Wayne. He hasn't responded, so hopefully we can get Wayne on here in a couple weeks, which would be cool. So anyway, go Celtics, and we'll see y'all later.
See you guys.
Come on, Wes.
Come on, Wes.
Wes just like to say, "Come on."